Okay, to recap from the last video, I started Cooking Companions, which is a visual novel psychological horror that centers around you and 4 friends in a remote cabin. Later on, you discover you're the designated chef with mediocre cooking abilities and the one responsible for managing the food supply of the group. You've got optimist and reliable Gregor, the knowledgeable and nerdy Anatoly and whatever that thing is on his shoulder, the paranoid and slightly questionable Mariah, and the brutally honest and greatly questionable Karen. You're also acquainted with passive-aggressive talking produce found in a drawer in the kitchen. Just as a visual novel plays, you're given choices to make, such as rooms to explore and characters to talk to, which can contribute to strengthening your relationship with a character. We improved our relationships with Anatoly, Mariah, and surprise surprise, Red Letter Karen so far. You do get to learn new recipes to make for the group as you see here, along with witnessing their failed attempts at expressing gratitude for your admittably 1-star vegetarian dishes. Unfortunately, either through the sheer ignorance of traveling to the cabin well prepared or by some sick intention to fully immerse in a survival camping experience, the food supply is low and a bad storm hits, flooding the entire region and leaving the group slightly on edge. With the last video's gameplay lasting 4 days, we are finally brought to here. I hope that recap jogged your memory, but without further ado, let's continue with the story. Okay, now I'm going to break into character as Mariah. Here we go. And that's how fast a deer could run if startled. Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. Yawn. That must have been me. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No! Oh, it's only for 1 day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. Okay, that's considered cultural appropriation, Anatoly. That's not what we're doing here. We are starving. We're starving. Huh. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed proper. Is that my fault? Excuse me? Anatoly leaves, mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive. Yeah, yep, that's right. That pretty much sums up all of these characters in this game. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Mariah in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. So where does that leave me exactly? I'm quite confused. Who do you want to speak to? Okay, actually, let me save this game first before I get to choose. You know what? It seems like Anatoly's a little bit upset with me, and I don't really want that to happen, so I could choose him, but I do already have 2 stars. The only person that I really don't have any stars with is Gregor, and I do have at least 1 star with everyone else, so I'm gonna go with him. Although I probably should have just chosen Anatoly since he was upset. ... Hey! There are plenty of blankets around, but I never need one. I generate enough heat for the entire cabin. Okay, Gregor. Most of these blankets are pretty thick and heavy, ones mostly used for winter. Why are these out during the summer? You shrug, because you don't know at all, and don't really care. To be honest, I'm feeling a little guilty about eating all of that food the first couple of days. This should be over soon enough, right? You nod in agreement. Ha ha ha, great. Thanks again for everything. Gregor will remember that. Ah, there we go. Oh, I guess I earned a heart with both Anatoly and Gregor in that previous video. So now I've got 2 hearts, I guess, with both of these gentlemen. You leave Gregor to go mill around the cabin for a while. I wonder if that takes me all day, like it did with being in the bedroom and the bathroom. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Oh gosh. Wish the rain would just stop. You're all doing great. We must be almost to the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. I'm sure you are, big guy. Me too. Huh. You are too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. Oh, is this another nightmare? Is this hunger? What is... You go to bed with a growling stomach. Oh. Oh, okay. You have a strain... No, not another one. I can't do this. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray, but he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage. I really don't like where this... No, my gosh. He pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You awake in a cold sweat. Oh my... Oh, jeez, I really can't. You know what? I knew that this was going to happen, but I still really can't. That was creepy. On a scale of 1 to creepy, that was creepy. Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. I wonder if they're having the same dreams that I have. Their stomachs must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the windows. You hear a stirring of blankets, arms, and legs. Mariah looks petrified. I couldn't sleep. Anatoly has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. Oh, jeez, the cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Greg looks a little gaunt. Oh, he's defeated. I gotta go look out the window. And? Couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. Oh, I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is this going to end? I don't know. Check outside the door again. Floodwaters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're going to need to stay put unless one of us wants to excuse me. Unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. I'm already drowning in my words. As soon as the weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. I'm starting to not like Gregor. He's not much of a realist here. He's a little bit too much of an optimist for me. Mariah and Anatoly go white as a sheet. How are we going to find our way back now? We'll have to ride out the storm. Mariah looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at you. It will clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They all gravitate to an area. You can tell Gregor's putting on a fake optimism and Mariah is having trouble. Which one do you want to speak with today? I spoke with Gregor all day yesterday with our 5 sentences that we exchanged, so I'm gonna give Mariah a chance. I instantly regret it, but we're just gonna push through because that's what we do. Our nameless hero is here to save the day and calm down Mariah. Brr, it's cold over here. You ought to grab those blankets that Gregor had mentioned earlier. I'm surprised Gregor isn't freezing to death at night. How does he do it? You explain to Mariah how the size of a person and fat content determine how warm they are naturally. Taking the logical approach, I like it. Gah! Wish I was as big as Gregor. But, to be honest, I don't need to be that tall to make a difference in the world. Well, I like the change of optimism, Mariah. Do you know what he wanted to do for a career? No, tell me, please. I apparently know nothing about this man. Mariah does her best Gregor impression. Split firewood and gaze at the stars. How boring is that? That's not very nice. Depends on the person, but pretty boring. Aw. You're so funny. Thanks for coming in and chatting with me. Mariah blushes a little. You make it easier to pass the time. Thank you. You're pretty sure Mariah will remember that. Your relationship is stronger. I'm glad to hear. That's gonna be my success for the day. You thank her and leave the bedroom. Oh dear, not those grim faces again. You call everyone together and they all look pretty grim. You could cut the tension in the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you like if I am made of food. I hope not. At least not from that dream. They're expecting that last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off of it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch. And slowly, all 5 of you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few 100 times before swallowing. Anatoly chews it cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Mariah nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor, dear friend Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. Rest in peace. It was gone in an instant. The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much, but you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. Okay. Doesn't look like the rain's lit up. Good morning! Ugh. Morning. Let me check if the rain has stopped. It's still flooding! Oh! Oh. What are we going to do? Humans can live about 2 to 3 weeks without food. I don't think your face puts me much at ease. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or 2, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. Okay, who made the executive decision to come here? It seems like, with all the knowledge that any one of these people can possess, especially glasses over here, no one seemed to have looked up the weather, gathered any food, enough food to last us however long. It's just, I don't know, something smells fishy here. I'm not sure what's going on. None of these people would be my friend in real life. But do you really think it will rain that long? Anatoly, it's been days already. What makes you think it will stop soon? Ugh! Relax, everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed it's done by tomorrow. Ugh. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared. But you need to survive. Karen and Gregor begin to discuss next options. Do you want to speak with Mariah in the kitchen or Anatoly in the living room? Think instead about everything you've done wrong and how you've doomed everyone. That's a pretty interesting choice, and as much as I really want to click this, I'm not going to do that. Even though maybe my in-game subconscious is just already having a psychological downfall, I'm gonna take the high road and talk to Anatoly, because I've spoken with Mariah practically all day yesterday. Oh, look at that. Wait, was he reading that book upside down? Anatoly's still paging through the book. Yeah, it's upside down. Hey, you really should have been more careful with our emergency supplies. What were you thinking? As though I'm the only responsible one here. Whose idea was it to come out here? I'm sorry, Anatoly. I was really... You know, I'm just gonna fess up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Apology accepted. Who could have predicted this much rain? Okay. You're sweet as a pound cake, thank you. You'll have to teach me that vegetable stew recipe when all of this is over. You're sure Anatoly will remember that? I wonder what he's reading. Oh, my relationship is even stronger. I'm really interested to see what he's reading. I'm gonna have to look this up later. This book is a great distraction. Very well written. I'm sure it is if you have it up. Oh! You get the hint and leave Anatoly to himself. Yep. Dear. I don't think any of us can take this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. The tears. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Mariah! I used to swim all the time near my house. Is it flooding that bad? Like, really? So I'd probably have the best chance of swimming through the floodwaters. I really don't think that's safe. No! I agree. No! Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Anatoly. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? And you can't read. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. That's true, but little guy, let me go. Gregor, Sounds good to me. Karen? His arms are definitely the longest, so he's probably the best. He's probably the best at climbing trees out of all of us. No, that wouldn't be right. Gregor, let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones. Oh, he's crying, right. But we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the woodpile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. Watch it be me. We'll each pick one from my hand. And the shortest will go outside to search for food. This is not really happening, is it? It's not. Don't look at me like that, Mariah. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you can tell which one is the biggest of the bunch. Ooh, you pick it. You watch the others intently. Will it be Gregor? Anatoly? Karen? Will it be Oh no! Oh no, Mariah, no! Oh gosh, she's the smallest one out of everyone. I mean, okay, she did offer, but still. This is really sad. I really shouldn't be laughing, and the sad piano music has come on, so, okay. Back to serious mode. Mariah, it's okay. I watched Anatoly forage earlier, so I'll know what to look out for. Just swim until you find higher ground and scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken, as if she had no other choice. Karen, Anatoly, and Gregor, and me, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised, alright. Everyone watches as Mariah leaves the cabin. The silence is deafening. Goodbye. Wonder what this means. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is. And then silence. Mariah's left the cabin. Mariah has left the building. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. The sun has completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. So that's it? She's just gone. Achievement unlocked. Dead to me. Oh dear. You get ready for bed and easily pass out. You have a strange... I really can't, guys. You strange dream. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize. The other is a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Why? Her legs are so strong you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking in the coals. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair cause you to throw up on the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods. Your burns chill with the wind. The guest looks behind her, and her eyes widen when she sees you. She's terrified. Your fury rips trees out by their roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your entire life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them. As you trample through a field of wheat, the guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun. Golden. You can tell I'm really just waiting for this jump scare. It's gonna come. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh, God! I wasn't prepared! I really wasn't prepared. It's not even that scary. It's just... I'm just a weenie when it comes to jump scares. I just want to let you know. I'm gonna really try not to scream. That's such a cheap tactic, but... Okay, back in action. Everyone's awake. And Mariah's been gone all night. No one seems to have cared. But, you know, shortest end of the stick. Good morning. Do you think she made it to higher ground? I believe in Mariah! Those tears told me otherwise. Me too. She'll be fine. Right, little guy? So what do we do now? Just wait? Karen. How long? It's been almost a day since she left. Anatoly and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her. We need to wait, Karen. Wait for what? The nearest town is miles and miles away. Waiting is all we can do for now. So wait a minute, did they drive here or walk? I'm confused. She could have taken the car. But I really don't like Karen's face right now. So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? That might have been a good idea, you know, before just sending one of our own out there. Karen, I'm sure Anatoly will agree, but we'll discuss next options when we get to it. Every waking thought is about food now. I never should have eaten that much. You never should have packed so little. But okay. I'm... Karen's hands are involuntarily shaking. Gregor and Anatoly just nod in agreement. Wait! What happened to the squirrel? Where did he go? Okay. They don't even need her to elaborate. You're sure Mariah will make it back? She promised. Everyone retreats to their areas. So do I choose... Okay, what do you want to do today? Speak with Anatoly, Karen, or Gregor? You know, I think I'm just gonna go with the person that I talked to last. Or rather, not last, but the furthest from the last. So that's gonna be Karen, but, you know, just to make sure. Do the diddly Sadie. And yeah, Karen. Let's go to the bedroom. Hey. You don't have to lie to me. I know Mariah's not coming back. We should have just eaten the rats. Oh boy. I don't know where she came up with her being the best swimmer. I guess the only one that would know would be Anatoly. Why? Last summer, Anatoly would watch her swim from the shore. He could have been a lifeguard, such a good swimmer, so he could have gone? She never went under, but what if she did? He would have pulled her out easily. Why would she lie about something like that? Karen seems deep in thought. Maybe it's better to leave her alone. You close the door softly. So, I guess no heart? I can't stop thinking about that vegetables too. Oh boy. Priorities have shifted. I'd be fine with the bread and jam. I'd be fine with just the strawberries. Ha 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 ha! What is... What? Nobody else... yeah. Who's... Why? Why? I would kill, underline, for some vegetables right now. You would too. I would, underline, kill. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. What does the underline mean? Good night. night. Okay, locking my door tonight, wherever. Oh gosh. Not this again. You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. In a completely different room. What? Okay, I'm in the kitchen. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? Well, I have no other choice. You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to... Where did this come from? What? No food, and suddenly... Oh. I don't like this. I do not like this. But we must press on. You take out a cutlet of mysterious meat and begin to cook it in the oven. You cooked meat in small font. Oh, there goes the music. Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. Beats me, Karen. I thought you gave it to me. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Oh, thank goodness. All of you are here. Can someone please explain to me where this meat came from? Where did you... The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting into small cutlets. They immediately grab some off the plate, chewing ferociously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? Okay, achievement unlocked, a downward spiral, and, you know, based on the music, based on the questionable meat, where apparently no one seems to know where I have gotten it from, something strange has happened. You know, that's just my best guess. But anyways, Karen wants to know. You explain how the meat is stored securely, hidden, so you can ration better this time. I understand. Thank you. Okay, Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. Maybe, you know, maybe he just doesn't eat, he doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. This taste is... Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns looking choked up. I was too weak. What do you know that I don't, Anatoly? Left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Anatoly. I want to play dumb. Was this supposed to be like a vegetarian's retreat? Like, have we all quit meat and we've been clean for years? Who knows? Meat! Oh. Anatoly takes a color from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. You know? I can understand. Finally, my focus is coming back. Going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Oh, okay, whatever you say! Karen leaves you with the men. Who do you want to talk to? I don't want to talk to anybody. I really don't want to talk to anybody, but you know what? I'm gonna say this is a good place to stop, so I'm gonna stop it right there.